Hello everyone. So I'm doing a lot of videos today. I've promised people a lot of videos. So this is one of the videos that I promised to one of you lovely subscribers who will remain nameless. So this is for individuals and my lovely subscribers who are a Life Path Master 22, but also an expression number 11. Wow, what an energy to have. So I'm going to talk to you first of all about just have a definition of life path and expression number, and then I'm going to go through. I've broken down the Master Life Path 22 life path into about 20 sort of headings that are the Life Path 22, things that you need to learn to develop your Life Path 22. And then how each element can be supported or sometimes hindered by your expression number and the things that you need to do. So some of these things are going to be easy for you. So everyone's life path, we have difficult and easy bits of it. So there's parts of my life path that I find more difficult than others. And that's related to my expression number. So my expression number is like the tools I use to help me with my life path. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm showing you all the different elements of your life path. That's what you're here to develop, remember, in this lifetime. And then your expression number, so the skills and the tools that you have inside you to try and deal with that, to achieve that. So without further ado, let's keep going. So you are here to develop. Your life path is not something you already have. It's not a talent you already have. It's like a potential. It's a potential that you are working towards in this lifetime. Think of it as your lifetime PhD, because it's a master number. Call it your PhD. Now, in this lifetime, you might manage to finish your PhD in this lifetime, or it might go into another lifetime, because the Master Life Path 22 is difficult. And if you're a Master Life Path 22 and you are struggling to get started, please don't beat yourself up. It is a very, 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 very difficult energy to have. And you've only got it because you're an old soul and you're capable of it. So take a deep breath, sit back and relax. And I'm going to show you what talents you have to achieve that. So you're here to learn to work alongside others cooperatively, and you've got double the two energies, so that's double. You're here to learn to work towards others, work alongside others cooperatively using excellent social skills, which is the double two. So it's doubly important that you do that. You're working in teams, you're mediating, you're bringing people together, you're using genius social skills to get what you want from other people and to have a happy team. And then you set and achieve goals, and it's yourself doing that and your team helping you towards building something big and innovative that really changes the world, like a big organization that changes the world, like a business that changes the world. Sometimes it's just a home that takes care of people, that gives them the security they need. There's so many things you can build in order to build security if you're a Life Path 22. But remember, you're not just dealing with a little audience in this lifetime. If you're a Master Life Path 22, you're here to do something good for the world. For the world. It's a big job. So the talent you bring with you is double creativity, being able to bring ideas from source energy, which is a great talent to have, because you can take in the 22, those source energy ideas, and bring them to reality. So double the creativity. You're an amazing nurturing leader. So that's another talent you have to help you achieve your Life Path 22. You're really close to source, very spiritual, able to connect with source energy and bring messages and ideas straight from source energy. And then last but not least, you're amazing at balancing your responsibility to others with the responsibility for what you're here to achieve. You know, some people do too much for others and some people are selfish and do too much for themselves. It's about finding that balance between the two. Right, so I've broken down the Life Path 22 into about 20 elements so that we can really look at it in detail. So first of all, and most importantly, if you're a Life Path Master 22, you're an old soul. You're as spiritual as you are practical. And what I mean by that is out of all the master numbers, the 22 is a perfect middle ground between you're spiritual, but you're also practical. So you're able to stand on both sides of the fence in the world. You're worldly, but you're also spiritual. So you're able to access source energy very, very, very easily, bringing with it intuition, perception, psychic abilities, perceptiveness, if I haven't just already said that. Anything that is an unseen ability, the 22 will have that. But you also have that ability to build in the real world. That means taking that idea from source energy and then planning and making step-by-step meticulous, setting goals, organizing yourself, taking each step one at a time until the building is done. You know, when you build something, you have to put the foundations in first. You have to dig the foundations and you have to make it strong and make sure that you don't cut any corners. That's the life path. That's what the 22 is here to do. So anyway, you're an old soul. You're as spiritual as you are practical. You've got a foot in both sides. You're spiritual and you can build in the real world. That gives you amazing ability to build innovative ideas that come from source into the real world, but not just to change your community. Oh no, to change the world. So you're also here to handle the massive energy that you're pounded with every day. When you're a master energy, the energy you get from source on a daily basis is astounding. So you're here to learn to try and handle that energy and that big responsibility to other people in this world and the team that you work with. You can be too responsible in the 22 at times and do too much. And unfortunately, the 11's probably going to compound that, because if you've got an expression talent number 11, that's also a massive talent and brings with it lots and lots of energy. So the 11 energy is intense, and your master 22 path energy is also intense. So you're constantly receiving intense energy from source. And that brings with it not only nervous energy and possibly, if you panic sometimes or get a bit nervy or, that's because of the amount of energy that's hitting you. But that energy needs to be used because you have a massive, massive, massive responsibility in this lifetime. So where the 11 doesn't help the 22 so much, where you will have to work extra hard to achieve this, is the 11 is amazing at channeling those source ideas. So you're going to be excellent at bringing those ideas into your head, but you're not going to be as adept at bringing those ideas to reality. You can be a bit of an idealistic dreamer. So not all of your ideas are able to be used in reality. And when you do have a good idea, you're not overly brilliant at bringing that idea forward and staying with it. You tend to sort of shoot off onto another idea and think, oh, that's interesting. I know I have that energy in my chart. So you may struggle to stay with your ideas long enough to bring them to reality. So that's something to work on if you're an 11 with a 22 life path. So support your life path 22-4, because remember, you're using your talent to achieve your path. By working to ensure that the ideas that you channel from source energy, we must make sure that they are realistic, and you must stay focused on that idea throughout, from the building of the foundations all the way up to the top. It's going to get boring, it's going to get mundane, and sometimes you're going to want to cut and run, but don't. This is your path for this lifetime, to stay with the idea until you've built something incredible. Okay? So you must learn to improve your social skills. So you're a 22, that's the double 2 energy. So not just widening your relationships, but in the 2 energy, it's about deepening them. It's important that in the 22 that you deepen your relationships, use them social skills, be sensitive and intuitive, connect one-to-one with others. I mean, the 11, it's going to be a bit of a struggle. It's going to help, but it's also going to hinder your 11 talent, because your 11 talent's quite scattered. So you have lots of new ideas all the time, and energy, as I've said, you're showered with the energy of ideas. And this can often detach you from your relationships. I've seen it time and time again. Talented 11s who have an expression 11 and a life path 11 is actually worse. They can pull away from their relationships, even though they adore the people in their family. They tend to sort of, go quiet and end up in their own little self-sufficient little world, doing their own little thing. I mean, it doesn't surprise me if you've got a lot of talent for doing big things in the world. You need time to achieve that. But sometimes the 11 struggles to balance that and struggles to actually keep connection with other people in their lives. And, the 11 energy can sort of be good or bad with relationships. They tend to swing between the two. But your talent energy 11, it also, even though sometimes you can be a bit shaky with your relationships, you have the talent and the social skills in the 112. Remember, the double one adds up to the 2. You have that compassion, that intuition, that empathy for other people. You're a natural counselor and guide. So, you may not be great at keeping your relationships all that great at times. Sometimes you're great, sometimes not so much. But you've got that ability there. You've got amazing social skills and talent in order to help and connect and get trust and rapport from other people. So to support that life path 22, you've got to balance those excellent social skills that you have with that ability to channel ideas. So finding that balance between the two and then bringing people together in an effective team to bring that amazing idea from source down to the ground into reality. So you need to have a balanced relationships with others. And as I've just been talking about relationships, the 11 is going to help and hinder that. So you see, your relationships when you're a 22-4, they're part of your security. That's what your life path is here to do, is to build security in your life. The 4 energy in the 22-4 is about building security and stability. And it's not just about building the business and the organization that changes the world and does and builds great things. It's also about building security in your own life, the family, the home, somewhere secure and happy and safe to go home to with people that you love. So, you've got to have a balanced relationship with your sense of security in your home. You learn not to smother your loved ones too much, because the 2 can be a bit of a smotherer. So be careful not to smother or have expectations that your family or your team or the people around you just can't meet. And when you're a 22, you can get a bit stroppy about that at times and have expectations of people that they really can't cope with. Or on the other side of the coin, your big task in this lifetime will completely disrupt your love relationship, especially if you haven't found that balance. Excuse me, I hate pop-ups. Especially if you haven't found that balance, and your big task of this lifetime will disrupt your love. That really put me off, that pop-up. I wish they would go away. Even when I shut down my internet, they still come up. Anyway, you must back away from wanting, sometimes you back away from wanting love because you're too focused on your task in this lifetime, which is easy done. It's a big task that you have to achieve. So you can either be a bit smothering and over the top, or you can completely back away. So you need to balance that. But as I said, your 11 talent energy can sometimes struggle to maintain long-term relationships for the same reason that your life path, because again, the 11 is a big talent as well. But you have the ability to balance your flow of ideas with your relationships. You've got that ability and potential right there. So giving time to your ideas, but also giving time to nurturing those around you is something you need to develop. So to support your life path 22, continue to bring those unique ideas into practical reality, because that's the job you've got to achieve in this lifetime, with goals and planning and action, and also nurturing your relationships too. It's finding that balance. Your relationships at work and at home, they're part of that security system that you need to work towards as well. So you're also here to learn, to follow and listen, that intuition, that gut feeling, that feeling in your emotional chakra, or that feeling of something's not quite right, or I feel I need to do that. That is an important bit of knowledge. Remember, you're an old soul with a hell of a lot of cellular memory. You must use that cellular memory. And when your gut or your intuition says yay or nay, follow it. definitely follow it. So you're here to learn, to listen to and follow that intuition. It's needed. Intuition is needed for you to be sensitive to the needs of others, which is what your path is for and what your talent is going to help with. You're here to be of service to change the world. The development of intuition will aid that journey. Remember, you're world servers. You're 22. You're here to serve the world, like it or not. Well, you actually chose that. Nobody pushed this on you. So in the 11, lucky, this is where your talent expression in the 11 is going to be amazing, because the expression number 11 has oodles of amazing intuition that they use and follow with amazing talent. So your 11-2 talent energy is extremely sensitive to the needs of others. You're empathic, you're perceptive, you're psychic, everyone's got to develop those abilities, and everyone to a certain extent has psychic ability. But as with anything, some people are going to find it a darn sight easier than others, and the expression 11 is one of them. So to support your life path 22, use that intuition. Never let that intuition fly. You're here to work by faith and intuition, not necessarily by logic and figures and what seems right on the outside. Look deeper than that. What do you feel? Even though it looks good on paper and the statistics go, yay, aren't we great? What does your gut feel about that? Make sure you're always going to that gut, okay? And having faith in that intuition once you've made that decision, that's vital. So you're here to learn to be a cooperative team player as well, to help get the job done as part of the team. Remember, you're building something amazing, so you need a team. You can't do it by yourself. And the 2 means you've got double the need to work with others in a team. You can be a bit, you can be lovely, but you can also be a bit like impatient and hard-headed. Because you're a master 22, sometimes your brain works a bit faster than other people, and you might get it faster than other people do, and other people might sometimes look at you with a blank face, and that can sometimes get you a bit riled up and high-handed, and then you think, I'll just do it myself. We need to sort of deal with that, because remember, you're a master number. Things are going to come from source to you easier than other people. So I guess it's about sort of waiting for people to catch up who aren't master energies. So you're talented at working within teams. We already know that within the 11-2 talent energy. So you're an amazing nurturer and you'll guide, you're empathic, you work brilliantly with others, and you'll do anything to keep anyone feeling happy. So direct and focus that skill that you already have to nurturing that team and bringing your unique ideas to practical reality, but also understanding that other people might not, you've got to have patience with other people. That's the thing I'm saying here. Work with others, but have patience. Not so much patience that you get walked on, but have the patience to realise that sometimes you might get things a bit faster than other people at times, because that's your master energy. You're taking it straight from source. You have a better source library than us lowly single number life paths like me. I'm a 7, by the way. Life Path Master 22 also needs to develop their assertiveness, because the 2 energy, especially in the 2, is doubly at risk of not respecting their own boundaries, getting sometimes overworked by others. You don't say no to people. Sometimes people even walk all over you, take advantage of you. Oh, I've seen that so many times in the 22-4 energy. In fact, just last week, I watched one of my 22-4 friends handing over things that I knew she shouldn't have. And, these people are just, they have no integrity. And they've just, for want of a better word, and sorry for my language, they have just screwed her over. And it's not the first time this has happened to her. Anyway, so you must also develop your ability to respect other people's boundaries. So the 22-4 can have their boundaries stamped on, or sometimes, especially when you get stroppy, you can sometimes overstamp other people's boundaries as well. So your expression energy, your talent, if you're in expression 11, is to be of service to others anyway. So with your unique ideas and intuitive messages that guides and counsels others. So you use your intuition to guide and counsel others, and you're here to be of service to others, and you're always helping others. And this is the talent that puts you at risk of doing too much, burning yourself out. You know, you have the potential in the 22 to expect too much from others too. Support your life path 22 then by being conscious of your own boundaries, thinking, right, when I get to here, I'm going to say no. You know, I'm not working past this time. I'm not doing everything. I'm not doing all that. These are my boundaries, but also respecting the boundaries of other people. Okay, so looking at your own boundaries and respecting them, but also keep in mind that other people have boundaries too, and you mustn't be hard-headed and overstep them. You're also here to be of service to the world, to lead the team, service to the task, the team, and be dependable. So the person everyone can rely on to get the job done. Remember, you also have a big job to do in this world. I know I keep reminding you, but you mustn't forget that. You can always be counted upon to keep those cogs turning behind the scenes. So that's what you're here to learn in the 22. But you're lucky that you have an expression 11 energy. Excuse me. Meaning you have the talent to be of service to other people. You have excellent nurturing and leadership skills. You lead like a parent. The 11s, I've seen it so many times, they're so parental. And they make sure all the cogs turn. Sometimes they can be a bit too parental, and some people can be a bit, really, I'm not a child. So be careful that your lovely parental ways don't sometimes overstep the mark, and you end up treating grown adults like children, for want of a better word. So be parental, but not too parental, if you know what I mean. So to support, and sometimes your ideas may not be grounded in reality. That's the talent of the 11 energy. They bring all those ideas from source. They're idealists. They're very much the dreamer, but not so great at having practical ideas or even taking their practical idea into reality. So to support your 22, that's what you're here to do, is to take your innovative ideas that you bring from source and bring them to reality. You know, you've got the talent to channel these brand new, spanking, groundbreaking ideas from source, and your path is to bring them to reality. I think the life path 22 and the expression 11 are quite a nice little package, because the 22 is the next step after the 11. So bring those ideas down, but in this lifetime, it's about staying with that idea, building the foundations and building that idea to bring to this world, brick by brick, idea by idea, boredom by boredom, meticulous planning by meticulous planning. And that's what it'll be like sometimes, but keep at it, you know, that's what the 22 is here to achieve. So keep everything and everyone working together for that 22, you know, double 2 energy. Keep everyone together working dependably with your unique ideas that you bring from source. Don't be using other people's ideas unless it's your team helping you out. But, you know, it's your unique ideas, remember. But unique ideas that are feasible and able to manifest in reality. And other people in your team are going to be there to help you make sure that your ideas are feasible. But if you get told that one of your ideas aren't feasible, that's quite normal for that to happen. Don't get stroppy with them. You know, they're just being honest. So you're extremely sensitive. You run away from conflict. You hate conflict. The 2s hate conflict, and the 11s are even more sensitive. When you're a talent number energy 11, you're so sensitive to everything. The world, the could be sunlight, noise, smells, anything in the environment, even people's emotions. So if there's conflict, you know, it's like needles in your head. So you're extremely sensitive already in the Master 22. And you hate and you run away from conflicts. It's in your path and in your talent energy. But you're here to be, unfortunately for you, no, not unfortunately, this is what you're here to develop, to actually deal with conflict, be the tactful mediator, resolve conflicts fairly and for the good of the team. However, your expression 11 energy is not going to assist that. It's actually going to more hinder that. Because you're extremely sensitive. That's what happens when you're an old soul. It brings sensitivities. So you struggle with your environment at times. I know many 11s that struggle with sunlight. Some struggle with their food. Some struggle with all of it. And conflict, oh my goodness, my 11 friend will run a mile and leave a job if she feels negative energy or everyone seems to be backbiting or in conflict. You know, your talent, you're 11 and you just hate it. You just can't handle it and you shouldn't be around it. So your life path 22 ensures that this is an element of your path that you're going to struggle with. But it's good to know that. Now you know you're going to struggle with this, you can take steps in order to help that. So supporting your life path 22, you must develop the ability to protect yourself from negative energy. There's plenty of ways to do that online. I might do a video on it in myself because I need to protect myself from negative energy a lot. So it's something I do. So I will do a video on that, actually. I think I will, yes. So protect yourself from negative energy and use your social skills to ensure that everybody in the group is heard. You're a talented mediator. You just hate the negative energy of conflict that comes with it. So, you know, you're brilliant at making sure everyone's heard and making sure everything leads to a compromise that suits the whole team democratically. So I guess what I'm saying here is you may hate conflict. It may stab you like pins all in your eyes. But that's what you're here to achieve. You're here to be the mediator. So learn to deal with that negative energy. Protect yourself from that negative energy. I use an imaginary dome of golden energy to protect me when I feel that I'm going to come into contact with negative energy, you know, because I'm an empath and I'm terrible for absorbing everyone's energy. So I've had to learn over time to protect myself from the negative energy that's around me. So just send me a question, contact me one-to-one. I'm happy to help you with that if you have that issue at times. So you're here to be the mediator. You're here to deal with that conflict, deal with the sensitivity that comes with it, and bring the team back together. Now, this isn't going to be easy, so don't beat yourself up if you struggle with it, but it's definitely something to achieve. You're here to learn to plan the next steps after you've had the idea. Now, in the one energy tends to be the type that brings the energy, that brings all these ideas from source energy and goes, like, this idea, blue idea, green idea, but they're not very good at building that idea into something tangible. So they have like 10 ideas and all of them are just ideas in their head, floating above their head in a cloud, and they dream and wow over them. And not all those ideas ever hit the ground running. So you're here to learn, to take that idea and then to run with it, to plan the next steps, to build it, to achieve it, to deal with the step-by-step monotony and process. You know, building an idea into reality is not always going to be exciting. There's going to be procedures, there's going to be things to fill in, there's going to be, trust me, it's a boring process, but you must keep at it. You know, the energy of the 22 is the nurturer and the builder of ideas to bring them to reality to change the world. Your expression 11 energy gives you the talent to nurture your ideas and messages after you've channeled them and the ability to build a team to achieve them. So you've got that potential there. So your life path 22 needs you to develop your potential. To manifest your ideas in reality, you must ensure that your unique ideas are realistic and feasible. Remember, you're an idealistic dreamer. That's your talent. Your ideas float in the air above you. Wow. But how many of those ideas are feasible and able to be brought down to earth? Okay, that's where you bring other people together and you focus on your ideas with more focus and think, is that an idea that I could bring to reality? And what benefit would that bring to humanity as a whole? Because that's what you're here to achieve. So you've got to learn to give yourself your own kudos as well. You judge yourself on what everyone else says or thinks. This is a difficulty if you're a 22-4. You need to develop that compass of yours, that internal compass, and realize that it's not just other people that are going to tell you what you're doing good or bad in your life. You need an internal compass that knows in your heart, no matter what people say, that you're doing the right thing and you're on the right path. Okay, it's like an internal compass, which isn't totally and completely reliant on validation from others. Do what you think you should do and trust it. You know, if it goes wrong, it goes wrong. But, you know, if it comes from your intuition, the likelihood is it's the right path. So your expression 11 talent can help this. Well, it helps and hinders, as usual. So your expression 11 can have some issues with your confidence. The 1 and the double 1 are the worst for having such low confidence. And the 1 and the double 1 are the worst for needing and constantly seeking validation from other people. Not good. I know you want to fit in and you're low confident and you think other people's opinion matters, but you're an expression 11 and a life path 22. Next time you feel the need to take an idea from somebody else and ruin the idea or dump the idea if somebody else doesn't agree, slap your wristy like that and say no. You've always felt different. You've always been unique, but that's your talent you brought in this lifetime. Don't stamp on that. You must embrace your uniqueness and your much needed message, and not block your creativity by wanting to fit in and like if somebody doesn't validate your idea, going, oh no, I'll just put it back onto the veil again, that's not a good idea. Yes, it is. This is, okay? You're here to build something new. People aren't always going to know what that new thing is. Of course they won't, because it's new. So craving validation from others will only block your life path, I'm afraid. Support your 22 path by being confidently acting to manifest your realistic, remember, ideas without needing validation or not stopping just because somebody else goes, well, that's weird. So what? Let them think it's weird. That's what's unique about it. It's those kind of ideas that people poo-poo at first, but change the world, guys. Validation from others. Every time you feel yourself needing that validation, slap yourself on the wristy or whatever it is you need to do to tell yourself off. But, cut yourself a break as well, because we always do it. We all do it. We've all got things to learn in this lifetime. And sometimes it takes our whole life to do that. So when I say slap your wristy, doing it in a nice way. Don't self-deprecate. If I do something that I often do that I need to develop in my path, I try and be nice to myself. I'm like, oh, you've done it again, Katie, so, be nice to yourself, but, make sure you're using your own validation. You don't want to always be stuck on what other people think, because it's only going to block your path. Anyway, moving on. So in the 4 energy, if you're going to build anything, which is what you're here to achieve, you need to learn to commit to a place, a building, a person, a place, a thing, so that you can dig those roots down, build those secure foundations, which is what you're here to achieve in the 22-4. You can be totally, when you're really struggling, uncommitted and unable to build any stability and security on any level. Okay, so we need to not let that happen, especially a master energy. So, excuse me. Your 11 expression talent is very idealistic, bless you. So many amazing, innovative ideas come to you. You're an amazing energy. But you're so lovely. You've got so many amazing ideas, but oftentimes they float around in the cloud above your head. For want of a better word. All your ideas arrive at your cloud like passengers at a station, and you look at them and you peruse them and you daydream about them and you think, wow, that's amazing. But many of those ideas are like seeds thrown on stony ground. They have no possibility of growing roots unless you bring them down to the ground and start thinking, right, how can I bring this idea to reality? How can I actually do that? So to support your life path 22, you must develop that ability to commit to the fruition of your idea and your message, to stay with it right to the end, past the boredom, past the obstacles. Things are going to go wrong. You're going to have forms to fill in that are going to bore you to death. You're going to have plans to follow through with, excuse me, itchy nose again, that are going to bore you half to death. And sometimes you're going to want to throw in the towel. Don't do that. Commit to a place. Commit to a person, place, thing to help you build foundations, to help you feed and nurture and plan your ideas. Everything needs a stable base to work from. So if you're going to bring your world-changing idea to reality, build that stability underneath yourself, just like you need to build that stability under your idea. Very, very important. So you're here to set and achieve your goals. You've got a massive job to achieve in this world as a 22-4. Excuse me again. Mustn't let my coffee go cold. Excuse me. So you're here to learn to set and achieve goals. That's how you build, you know. So take you on your journey towards stability and security, and of course helping the world. You need foundations, you need structures, family, business empires, all built one goal at a time, one step at a time, one painstaking, meticulous step at a time. So your 11 talent energy means that you like to develop yourself, you love to learn new skills, you do, and you learn these new skills and you develop yourself solely for the purpose to use that knowledge to help heal and inspire other people. Your service to others can make you forget yourself sometimes and your own stability and security. So many 22-4s end up messing up their own stability by doing too much for other people's security. But you need to support your life path 22 by ensuring that you look after yourself as well. You must look after yourself, your family and your own security. It's all well and good looking after everyone else's security, but do not neglect your own security. And that's your home, your organization, and anything else that you are building. Protect it. You're here to learn to plan, create a process, a procedure. So like I said, this is the next step really. So you've got a bit of a plan. Now you need a step-by-step process, a procedure, a step-by-step meticulous way of doing things. And you need to have your goal in mind and be focused on taking those steps on a daily basis. When a 22-4 is low, or even just a 4 life path is low, they can be quite lazy and directionless and block their own progression. But your higher vibrational 2 energy in your master talent, 11, makes you able to nurture unique ideas. You have that ability there to take the idea beyond the veil. So bring it out from the veil. You have that ability to start looking at how that's going to be put into the real world. You're able to nurture your own unique ideas and messages after you've bought them. That ability is there. So to support that life path 22, you must plan the process towards the fruition of your ideas and take each step and each obstacle as it comes, no matter how hard and boring it is. This is the path you're here to achieve. You need to have a process. You need to set and achieve goals. You need to have targets to achieve those goals, step by step, patient towards the manifestation of your goals, ideas and messages. But keep focused, perseverance, patience, hard work, step by step, meticulous. I'm going to do this one step at a time is what you need to help you achieve your life path master 22 energy. If you struggle with that, that is what you're working towards. It's so important. Deep, meticulous focus on achieving stability. Now, the 11 energy is not that good at focus. Your talent won't be all that good at focus. You're dynamic. You're good at bringing energy in. You're good at looking at your ideas and thinking, wow. You're the ideas person. You're here, there and everywhere, very dynamic, very forgetful at times. You might neglect your relationships sometimes. And then, it's a scattered energy, the 11. It's a very talented, very good energy, but it's quite scattered at times. So you're here to develop the ability to focus and to achieve stability, to achieve that stable home, business, income, or building that inner, you've got to have inner security as well. It's not just about external. And you need to feel inner security before actually you're able to, excuse me while I sneeze. So after that sneeze, as I said, you're here to develop that meticulous focus on achieving stability, like a stable home, business or income. But your 11 expression talent is dynamic, full of energy here, there and everywhere. And the sheer intensity of your master energy can make you a little scattered, nervous and unable to focus at times. So you need to support that life path 22 by focusing that dynamic energy, learning to breathe, relax, meditate and focus that pounding energy down, almost like focusing the energy from a scattered state down a laser channel in your mind's eye, focusing that energy, and practically as well, onto priority targets to achieve things in reality. So instead of being, whoa, think, right, okay, all this energy that I've got here, I need to think, right, what have I got to get done? This is what I've got to get done, and I'm going to focus my energy on that. It's going to be hard to do, but you can do it. That's what you're here to develop in this lifetime. So let's make sure. That's it. Right. You're here to learn to be detail orientated. And like I said, the 11 energy is not always going to be great at the detail. So you need to learn to be organized, analytical, accurate, to ensure that your ideas and plans and processes are watertight. You know, you don't want a gap in your plans, do you? Because otherwise everything will fall down and leak, you know. If you forget a bit when you're building foundations for a home, you know, you hope it's not an important bit, because the whole thing that you've built above that foundation could fall over because you've missed a bit. You can be a bit disorganized and you can miss steps in the plan at times, because, you know, building can get boring, you know, meticulous focus can get boring. And it's easy to get impatient and drop the ball or think, oh, I've had enough, let's just forget that bit. No, don't miss bits, because, you know, it will affect your stability and your security. But your Master 11 energy is not necessarily always going to help you here, because both the 11 and the 22 are a super intense energy, and you can come a bit overwhelmed with nervous energy. So support your life path 22. You must learn, like I said, channeling that massive energy, being able to catch it all and control it, and say, okay, all this energy that's hitting me, I can channel that through a straw and into the detail of what I need to get done. You'll be helped in doing that from meditation. Conscious breathing helps me focus. Visualize your energy being focused on each step of your goal, and don't let it leak out into the clouds and looking at your ideas and dreams. No, bring it down and focus that energy down, because that's how you're going to bring your ideas to reality. So your 22-4 means that you're an old soul. You've agreed to build an empire or an organization or a business or something that changes the world. You're here to be a master. The 22-4 energy is the master builder. So you're here to build something, but not just something that helps your community. No. Something, excuse me, my sneezing and bodily functions keep getting in the way. Something to build what was I saying? You're here to build something to change the world, not just your community. And this is going to involve hard work, meticulousness, planning, detail, focus, routine, tasks all the time. And, you know, you're here to develop that hard working, the work ethic, to develop, and you're here to develop that enjoyment of hard work and routine and tasks. But your Master 11 energy isn't going to find routine work and tasks all that fun. So that's going to be something that a Life Path 22 Master 11 talent is going to sometimes find difficult to achieve. But, you know, finding it difficult doesn't mean you can't achieve it. So your expression 11 is hardworking. You know, you're not lazy, but you may struggle at times with the routine and sameness that the 22 needs you to have. You're easily bored, extremely creative and dynamic with ideas coming at you all the time. But you need to step up to the idea of, okay, right, once an idea is here, I need to think about stepping up to the routine, getting those laborious tasks involved, set up your tax account, make sure everything's in order, do your accounts. You know, you can't build a business unless you do the meticulous bits as well. So stability, security, anything that is meticulous and everyday will help you achieve your Life Path 22, because that's how you're going to build that security that you need to achieve your life path. And it's a big job. So you're also here to be patient, perseverance. I keep saying that. I repeat myself a lot in videos because I just go off on a tangent most of the time. So you're here to develop patience, perseverance, so that every step in the process towards your goals for your stable foundation are taken. No missing steps, no going, oh, maybe tomorrow. Oh, do we have to do that? No, we must stay focused, because you're prone to impatience, you're prone to missing steps and wanting to skip off into the distance. But no, okay, your expression 11 talent will make you a little bit airy-fairy at times, and But patient perseverance can come. You have that ability then, but only with calm spirit communion. So your expression 11, if you're a life path 22, you need calm spirit communion. I really think that meditation, deep breathing, sitting by yourself in nature, relaxing, bringing those ideas in, but also thinking about how you're going to bring that idea to reality. Because as an 11 expression, you're excellent at channeling that immense energy from source. But it's putting it in the correct direction is your difficulty. You've got that beautiful energy from source and some incredible ideas that are going to change the world. But if you don't manage that intense energy, it'll fall through your fingers and you'll be impatient, unable to commit, and then you'll put it down and walk away and look at something else. And that idea then hits stony ground. To support your life path 22 by learning to manage that energy hitting you and direct it in practical, methodical directions to build something amazing. You're half spiritual, half practical. Use that to your advantage. Bring from spirit, build in the real world. That's what you're here to achieve. So you need to be determined. If you're going to do it, you've got to be determined. You've got to get past those obstacles. And the 22, 4 and 4 can sort of give up a lot. When any they have like an obstacle, they can be a bit, can't be bothered, and walk away. No. So you're prone to giving up at the first hurdle. But your double 1 talent energy equips you with the strength and determination and innovative tool that you need to achieve your goals. You've got it all there. However, you will find obstacles difficult to get past. As you may blame yourself, low confidence. Remember, the 11 blames themselves. They think it's their fault all the time. 1s and 11s have got no confidence when they're really low, and that's what they need to achieve. So you might find obstacles difficult. You might let that affect your confidence. And if you're still looking for validation from others, that's not going to help either. You lose confidence, and then you end up moving on to the next thing, thinking, I'm not smart enough, and that person over there said it was a rubbish idea, so I'm not going to do it. No. Slap wristies. No. So your life path 22 needs you to commit wholly to your idea. Stay with it past that self-deprecation. Stay with it past that boredom, past the difficulties. Don't let confidence and other people's rubbish opinions that don't know what they're talking about stop you. You're here to learn to deal with limitation. I'm not a 22-4, but I could do with learning a bit more about limitation. Do I get stroppy if I can't do what I need to be able to do just because of some petty rule or something? That's very Enneagram type 8 of me, actually. It all links together. I've done a video on that, so have a look. So you're here to learn, if you're a 22, to deal with limitations. So you can be a bit impatient and go, for goodness sake, when limitations are involved and petty little things stop you from doing what you need to do. Limitations externally imposed, like you can't do this until you've filled in 35 forms and been approved by this person and that person, and then you've got to dance a jig and then give a urine sample. That kind of thing could be really, really, really annoying. Limitations that the world imposes on you, but you're pretty good at imposing limitations on yourself as well. And your Master 22 path suggests that you struggle with this, of course, and suggests that you struggle with feelings of lack. Now, you need to feel a kind of inner abundance inside you, or inner stability and inner security. But the 11 the 22 definitely can give you feelings of lack. You worry that your security, you're going to lose your security, or that you're never going to get security, or you always feel like you're lacking in something. You've never quite got enough. That's what makes the 22 and the 8 energy, the 4 and the 8, 22, 4 and the 8 energy, and the 4 energy on its own, actually, very much a workaholic, because you just feel that you're lacking all the time. That's what we've got to get past. So your life path 22 needs you to accept the world as it is. There'll always be limitations. There's always going to be someone saying you've got to dance a jig, you've got to do this, that and the other, or you can't do that because You've just got to work with and around them, and like just deep breathe and meditate if you feel like you want to lose it because somebody's stopping you doing what you need to do for some what you perceive as petty reason. I know, I've been there, I've done that, and I'm not a life path 22. So you're here to look also. You're going to have is the 4. This is mostly in the 4 energy. 4s or 22 4s or 4s sometimes have issues in their past. They feel wounded from problematic relationships, and they need to work through those feelings of lack and pain that they may have had from a young age onwards. And this can sometimes cause a bit of a core issue for a 4 or a 22 4. But your 11 expression talent energy is extremely empathic. You're very gentle. You're very compassionate. You're great in one-to-one relationships. However, you're extremely sensitive as well to your environment. So conflict and negative feelings in any way is going to make you turn and run if you haven't learned to deal with that. Like, because you're so sensitive, conflict and negative energy is like pins in your head. You just can't handle it. So your life path 22 needs you to manage your sensitivity, face previous and current negativities in relationships, and work towards resolution. You know, it's not going to help you or anyone else to allow that kind of resentment to continue to hold you back in life or hold others back, you know, and hold back your relationships with others. You know, we've got to move on and learn from it. It's all about learning, isn't it? Learning by our experiences. Now, I really hope you found my video really useful today. If you're a life path 22 expression 11, please like my video if you've enjoyed it. If you haven't subscribed already, please click that bell icon Please subscribe to my channel and then click that bell icon so that you're kept up to date with all my latest uploads. Excuse me. You can contact me through my website, through my email, through my social media here. I'm going to post links to my social media in the description box, together with a link to my new Udemy course on numerology, which teaches you all about the numbers and how to practice numerology for yourself. That's going to be in the description box as well. So have a look at that. You know, you can learn all about the amazing topic of numerology, not only to help yourself, but also to help other people. As ever, guys, trust the soul within you. Only your intuition knows best.